Hi everyone. Hola con todos. My name is Michelle Smith and I would love to share some plastic-free practices with you today. Follow me. So we know plastic is found literally everywhere nowadays. From the deepest of the ocean currents to the blood in an unborn child. We find it in our clothes. We find it in the water we drink. We find it in all those single-use to-go cups of this not for here culture. We know it's made of petroleum. We know it became popular because it was cheap, but at what cost? BPA, toxins, cancer, pollution in our rivers, in our land, in our ocean. Is it worth it? For me, I don't think so. And that's why I make the daily choice to avoid single-use plastics. And there's different alternatives that are coming up. Some that have already been with us for a really long time. Like I remember glass bottles and containers being a thing that you could go back to the store and refill it, right? It used to work that way. Now it's all made with plastic. So there's other materials, right? Let's not forget about bamboo, cork, or other natural cotton fabric materials that can serve into this purpose. There's more plant-based materials also being researched and developed so that we can actually benefit from these instead of using plastics. And then there's cardboard, metals, other materials as well. So my advice here, or what I would like to share with you today, is start with one room or one item, okay? I am not asking you to ditch everything that you have in your household that is plastic. No. If you still have things, as I have, I still do, I'll continue to use it until there's no more there. And if I can reuse the container, great. If it needs to be thrown out and recycled, well, we know how recycling really works. But more than anything, start one step at a time. So it can be, again, one item, or it can be focusing on a room. I hope that this process becomes fun and inspiring for you as it was for me. And I am so happy now to share this with you in Plastic Free July. So let's get started, shall we? So I would love to start in the bathroom. Daily habits, right? We wake up, and where do we go? To the bathroom. So I want to start there because this is the first reminder. So as we brush our teeth, as we brush our hair, as we take a shower, that our actions here matter. So everything is basically a reminder to me, and it can be a reminder to us, that we are, by taking care of ourselves, we can also, and it is associated to taking care of others and the world, because our actions do matter. And then where else do we go? We go to our kitchens. And in our kitchens, there's ways that we can begin to shift out of the plastic containers, right? And again, single use, because if you think about like chips, right? They're coming in a plastic bag that is not even recyclable. So there's nothing you can do with that. To like granola, grains that you use, right? Anything and everything. We are blessed here where I live to have zero waste shops and grocery stores where we can actually go with our container and refill it or get a new one, right? And just get a deposit back for the container that we took. So that's awesome. And just look around you and figure out if that is a possibility. Farmers market, that's even greater. You can go with your own bag, fill your bag up, and you can bring it back home. But soap, for example, how we use the soap, the brushes that we use to rinse off our plates, how we just manage this, right? That's always a good second step. And I know it becomes a little bit more overwhelming, and that's okay, but it's just taking little steps by steps. That's also including separating your bins, and that again will depend on your city and your county. But here in Denver County and Boulder County, we have the luxury of having recycling that, again, we don't really trust. So you don't really recycle as much, or you try not to have so many recyclable items, but you use your compost. And compostable things can actually and end up coming back into our land in the form of soil. So that's pretty exciting. All right, but then we leave our house. What happens when we leave? So there's many different, we're out and about and we get to restaurants. So what do you do when you have leftovers? Yes, you can get a to-go container, but in most cases, all things to go are usually plastic. So what can you do to be ahead of that game, right? So bringing your own silicone bag or bringing your own container where you can actually store the leftovers. Maybe there's compostable clamshells. Great, right? If you compost and if there's a compost facility near you. But all the rest, fine. Coffee shops. You can also bring your own container. So let's say you're really busy, right? And you really need that coffee to go. I get it. I've been there. But we all have this one drawer in our houses that is filled with water bottles and, all the plastic containers that can be used, or metallic containers that can be used for coffee. So that's basically what I do for chai, and I ask the baristas to please pour it in my own container, and they are happy to. You just need to ask, and they are super nice about it. And there's no extra charge, there's nothing. And then once you're done with that, maybe you can use it, wash it off, right? And then use it for water. I take my water bottle, as you know, everywhere. Last but not least, groceries, right? We need to shop for food and groceries, produce, anything that we need, right? So farmers market, again, great option. Farmers markets are great, and bring your own bags, right? That's the magic of it. You get to use your own already things that you have already stored, right, in your house, and you can walk around feeling good and proud. We usually bike to our farmers market, and we have on our bikes bike racks that help us move everything. And this is just not groceries. We've even shopped like crazy and filled these things up. So you can do it as well. Yeah, so fresh produce, bringing your own. When you go to another grocery shop or a bigger grocery shop, then trying to pick the produce that is not in plastic, right? Why do you want stuff that are already wrapped by themselves? Fruit and vegetables have their own wrappings. Why add the extra layer of plastic? No need, right? So try and pick the naked veggies and fruits. And hopefully your supermarket offers compostable bags. That's where we get our compostable bags. So then we use that for our groceries, we bring it back home, and we use that for our compost. That's great. And then again, we are lucky because we have Nude Foods, which is a zero market grocery store, which is amazing. So the things that we need, bring them home, use them up, eat them up, and then bring it back and refill. And this can be for any of your household supplies. I mean, laundry room. So how you wash your clothes, right? Are you buying plastic jugs every single time? Hopefully not anymore after this video. There's better ways to choose different things that don't have to come in this plastic container. You can use a glass container. You can refill it. You can bring your own container, use that plastic container and bring it to a zero waste shop. And then you can get that refilled as well. And then there's zero waste markets. So around you, that's where sometimes toothbrush, soap, shampoo in bars, you find all these exciting things, even pee pads, right? Like for you, instead of using toilet paper, you can use pee pads. But again, we're talking about single-use plastic right now. So razors. Even again, maybe you don't have a tote bag. Maybe you don't have a water bottle. Cotton buds for anything and everything. And even tea, coffee, the coffee refillers. Like there's so much. I know. There's so many different options, but it's amazing, right? Isn't it? Like, isn't it inspiring to see how one item at a time can go replacing another that is actually compostable and good for the environment, good for you, good for our health, and good for those around us. Because we are caring beings, I hope that this video and these tips are inspiring to you to begin to, again, just one item at a time, one room at a time, to begin to work your way. Some you might be already practicing. I know you are. If you're watching this video, you probably are already doing some of these practices. How about maybe adding then another layer, right? We're always trying to improve ourselves, and that's what makes it mindful and caring of us, to ourselves again, to others, and to La Pachamama, our Mother Earth. So thank you again for watching this video. If you found this to be a benefit, like, comment, subscribe. I want to be able to bring you more eco tips, more mindful tips, meditations, and bilingual yoga classes. Thank you so much. Gracias. And until next time.